Hi, welcome to RC Theater. Um, this is my first time trying to discuss and talk about my process of creating something that I'm so nervous and scared about, but I'm so excited to share. Because I've been working hard in my home studio, making it a nice, safe space for me to unmask, relax, do what I naturally love. I naturally love to do this. I love to create. I love to draw. I've always loved to do this, but I've always been also scared of it at the same time, um, because I'm very much an intuitive artist, and I know a lot of other artists and creators are exactly the same way. Um, but through experiences and through just life in general, I was taught to be ashamed and scared of my natural creative abilities because it seems to be outside the normal realm of neurotypical beings. And that's okay, I guess. I mean, it's okay that I'm different. I've always been different. And I know that I've always created a beautiful fantasy in my head from starting as a very young child because of just the situations that I grew up in. I just wanted that escape into a happy fantasy Disney princess life, and I didn't have that. I didn't see it. I didn't see it for a while, and so I stopped creating. I stopped just creating from myself, and went into selling my soul to corporations, so to speak. And I did very well. I did excellent. I did so good. I was I'm very passionate, obviously. I'm very invested in what I create. And a lot of times I have a lot of clients super excited to have work with me because just of my energy, my excitement, and what I bring to the table. And then you got like people who are just think they know art a little bit better than you. And that's okay if you are an artist and if you're teaching me to do something, great. But a lot of the people who are making these decisions, creative wise, aren't creative people. They have no clue about it. In fact, all they want to do is just sell. They want to sell their product and market their product. And when I realized that maybe some of these people don't deserve my gifts, my natural ability to do that, my body shut down. My body shut down for years, and I didn't even know it. I was able to continue to move on and push forward in different roles and different positions, but there was something that was lacking a lot, and that was my creative outlet for myself. As a graphic designer, and even that training, right? I was told that you shouldn't even put your pen to an ink or a canvas until you have your initial design sort of done. And I think for design, maybe that kind of works. But for regular advertising and design, I'm also an intuitive artist. So I will kind of just like do the thing, and it just makes sense. It just fucking makes sense. And it could be just because of all the training that I've had and obviously the hierarchies and everything. I'm able to automatically do it, place it, and make things a lot better. I always had that natural creative inclination, and so now with the training, I was able to do it. But I was then stuck into this like you first draft, second draft, make it as precise as possible. It has to look like you created it in the initial sketch. And as an artist and as a creator, you realize that just doesn't happen all the time. And then I created my own perfectionist mentality. So I then stopped myself from creating because I'm like, it's not going to look like my initial sketch, and you're going to want that initial sketch. I'm not good. It's going to be a similar thing, but it's not. And you might like it, you might not. And so all like this battle, just going back and forth in my mind of just everything. And so I just needed to quit it, to leave that environment and trying to reconnect with my creative self. I would draw and sketch every day. I didn't want to. I didn't want to. I didn't want to. I was, if I wasn't getting paid for it, why was I even going to try? If they're not going to like it, why are they going to try? And I had to sort of go back, do some work. Thanks to therapy and thanks to my core people that I trust and that love me and believe in me and then see me for who I am. I think that's the most beautiful part. Without judgment, accept me for me, and they are, the saviors. They are the anchors to this universe for me. But back to sort of the creative process and being intuitive, and as a designer, I was speaking with my therapist, and I was talking about how maybe like 2 years ago, this time like 2 years ago, I was in such a dark place. Like I would wake up with anxiety. Every day was a doomsday. There was just no happiness. Like I felt like I had to be that light and happiness, or it felt that, yeah, people were looking for me to be that high, to be that light at work and everywhere else. And I could fake it very, 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 very well. So well. So well. But I was not happy. I wasn't happy with work. I wasn't happy in my marriage at the time. My family didn't understand me, doesn't understand me. They're still trying to figure it out. They're trying to still see me as that child and not see me for who I am. I myself am barely discovering who I am because I've been in such shame box. I've been in a shame box. And so now I'm just carefree, fuck it. I'm doing my thing. I'm doing creative things, and I do these with energy and excitement, and I just want to share it with everyone. Just like that little child, right? Like, look what I did. Look. But at the same time, those inner voices of like, oh, that's ugly, or, why don't you draw something cute, or, yeah, I don't get it, So that was keeping me from doing this thing. But I've now met sort of my people who love what I do, love it, like just without question, who thinks just this stuff is awesome. And I don't have to explain myself. I don't have to try to translate it into a different language that I'm not necessarily 100% sure of all the time. Wow. So that, just a big shift in everything. I told my therapist that I was just being in that darkness, and then just throughout the years, I realized, you look around, there's just complete and utter darkness for me at that time, and then I realized that I would look up and down. You felt lost. You just felt lost in this void of darkness, and then I realized that I was that light, I guess, and so I wanted to continue to burn bright for everyone. Because life is hard. Life is so hard. I was working at a trauma-based work environment, all for a good cause, but not realizing that that was exasperating my triggers and my unhealed trauma that I was denying about. So I had to leave to be more creative and to be myself. And then doing so, I went for another company that sucked. But then I quickly realized this isn't an environment for me. Nah, I gotta go. So I bounced. I fucking bounced there, like within a month, I think. And the best part about it, it was like a April Fool's Day. It was the most savage thing I've ever done. And I've done a lot of savage things, actually. But I was like, I showed up and I was like, I can't do this. I'm sorry. And it wasn't because, and it was just the environment that it was just not meant for me. They were nice to me. I was getting paid well, the most I've ever gotten paid. But I couldn't, my body physically couldn't be there. And so that's when I'm getting used to recognizing and listening to my own body and what it's telling me to do. So now I'm, again, back to reconnecting to myself and being that light. I now see there's a lot more light everywhere. Everywhere now, my life is full of light. over here. I can see the brightness. I can see it. And it's so beautiful. It's magical. It's with my friends. It's with my family members that understand me. And it's just beautiful. But what I'm doing is staring directly into this, what seems like an eclipse. This eclipse being, of course, one of my, like, you guess, traumas, my main force of trauma, and something that I need to let go. And that visual, the eclipse, is where I'm kind of sort of shifting away from. I see where my need to try to fix and my need to people please, my desire to make everyone happy, that I have to realize is not my responsibility to do. It was never my responsibility. It's never a child's responsibility to do that. I'm learning to forgive, but I'm still in the cusp of that rage. I'm still on it. I'm mad. I'm mad, and I'm justified to be mad, because as a neuro-spicy person, everyone sort of thinking there's something wrong with me, and kind of like almost saying it to my face in one way or another. And so my life has been a series of, oh, I can't share that with you. All right, well, let me keep that in. Oh, I can't share that with you. Okay, let me keep that in. And so I created all these versions of myself that people see, and people still believe that's me, and it's not. So as I'm sort of like staring into this eclipse that is my parents, because it's this trauma bond, the cycle, this dysfunctional cycle that I wish I can save my mom from, and I can't. I've tried for 40 years, and I can't. Not my responsibility to do. I love them both. I love them so both. But seeing this visual, I was like, well, fine. You know, my therapist was like, you know, we'll draw that, or, you know, sketch it. Do what you do what you need to do to process it, because you're on the right path. We've processed. We've done a lot of breakthroughs. We're good. Great. So back to just being an intuitive artist. This started off as an eclipse, meaning I just drew a circle, and then I started to sort of create just random, just lines and sketches and shit that weren't coherently any type of shapes. I didn't see any shapes or anything, and that wasn't my intention. But then I just kept going with it. Yeah, look, what the fuck? What the fuck? This looks dope as fuck. I don't think I could have just rough sketched that idea. I see a lot of inspiration from my life in here, just in the people that I talk to on the daily, at work, in my friends and everything. There's just so much that's in it and hidden within it, but it's not my intention to do it. So, like, I don't know, I just started seeing this, you know, what is an eclipse, right? But like a moon, I'm sure, or like something covering a planet. So I think that's where I got like the initial moon, and I'm very drawn to moons and stars and everything right now. And yeah, just beautiful. I didn't realize, this has been weeks of just me randomly picking up something and sketching something I didn't see, or just, you know, doing this, and then let's see what magically appears. I was scared of that. I thought, this is weird. This is kind of like nuts. I don't think normal people do this. But neurotypical people may not. Intuitive artists and creators do. So, fuck, that's fucking crazy. To think that, like, I have all these little hidden things. All of a sudden, I'm drawing over here. I'm like, what's coming up? Who is this? What wants to come out? Who wants to show up? It's an owl. An owl? Get the fuck out of here. Where the fuck you come from? Okay, cool, great. Is there something else over here? What's going on? What's happening? Is this another thing? Oh, you have another owl there. There's hummingbirds. There's butterflies or what I perceive, maybe sprites, who knows? Like, it's just crystals. We have our magic mushrooms, which are just like, we have mind-opening things in here that I had no idea. You know, I believe there's a rabbit hidden in there. There's more things that I'm going to discover, and I will continue to discover it as I continue to paint it. So it's not done, uh, obviously, but even when I start painting it, it's still not going to be done. Still more things are going to pop up, more beautiful things are going to pop up, magical things are going to happen, and I used to be scared of that. I used to be fucking scared of that. But not anymore. I'm more like embracing it. I'm very excited. I'm so excited and eager to see how she turns out. You know, I'm excited to see how all my art turns out now. Because I was scared that no one was gonna like it, and then I put out a website, and got a couple of sales for some close family members and friends, but not a lot. So that brought down a whole another year of not progressing as much, and then dealing with my own like body dysmorphia, and then just being on camera. Like this is hard, and I would train people how to do this. I train people how to do this. I'm now thinking, did I have a nervous breakdown? Did I have a complete utter meltdown, or just my body was just so tired of being in survival mode, exhausted. It's still exhausted. It's still tiring. It's still resting. It's getting up there. It's getting more energy. It's wanting to be seen. It's wanting people to hear my truth. And I will continue to do this. And I have more stuff to show you, and I'm so fucking excited for it. So, gracias. Gracias a todos. I have my little guardian angels helping me, guiding me to create. I will show you paintings of things and faces that just appear to me, and I'm like, I had no intention to create that figure. Where did that figure come from? And now I'm being more open, being more aligned with my highest self and the universe, to the fact where and hearing more things intuitively, and sort of just piecing together the puzzle. I've always been a good problem solver as a creative. I think that's actually an autistic and ADHD skill set, creative problem solving. And I think maybe when I create certain things, I'm able to maybe not figure out what it is just yet. Maybe it takes me a couple months. It takes me like a year later to figure out, oh, that's the name of this piece. That's who that is. That's who this person is. That's who that. Because I don't go with the initial feeling of like, this is going to be dedicated to this. No, I go with it with an open heart, an open mind. And love. Always love. Always love. I love this shit. I love this stuff. And I'm so excited that I found some people that love it too. So muchas gracias.